Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Average Uninformed. This week we are checking out another classic oldie, Batman and Robin, the fourth and final installment of Warner Brothers Batman movies before the Christopher Nolan reboot. Grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy. Oh, maybe I'm just racist. So, Josh, how are you on this lovely 25-degree weather day?
Boy, I'm okay. I'm okay, Victor. I had a week. I went and saw Avengers last week. That was cool. That was fun to see.
Was it as good as the first time?
I felt the length a little bit more this time.
That's what she said.
Because I knew it was coming. I felt it more because you just know what's coming, and I cried a lot more this time.
Oh, damn.
But I noticed something I didn't notice the first time is they use a lot of music cues from the other movies, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
When Captain Marvel shows up, they play the Captain Marvel theme, and Doctor Strange shows up, the Doctor Strange theme, and so on and so forth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because they don't do that in the other movies very often.
Not really, no.
It's very rare for like a character's theme to show up in like the Avengers movie.
It was also weird. Everyone loved the moment where Cap picks up Mjolnir. I think that's everyone's favorite moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Because my entire theater gasped. I was just thinking about it. I was like, how far we've come. Everyone understood that reference without, it wasn't set up in that movie.
Yeah.
It was set up in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
I just
that
love
no one
that.
else can wield Mjolnir without being worthy.
Yeah. I just love that everyone got that, and like how everyone's on board with these movies now.
How do you feel about the Russo brothers saying that Cap was always worthy, but he just didn't lift Mjolnir that time at the Age of Ultron party?
I don't mind it. So what you're saying, to clarify, is that
Cap was always worthy, and he was always able to lift it, but he chose not to.
In that moment, he realized he was, and he was just like, "Oh, Thor would have a conniption if he found out." So I'll just pretend I can't lift it.
Because it does budge.
Yeah. And he also does like this face that's kind of like, oh, I can't lift it.
Yep.
Looking at it with that context, that face still works. Like he's a bad liar about it. Like, oh, I can't do it.
I'm just as shitty as the rest of you.
I don't mind it. I think that's kind of cool. I'm going to take the sweater off because I can just hear all the cords scraping against it in my headphones.
I thought you were going to struggle with that a lot more than you did.
You think this is my first time taking off a sweater, Victor? Please.
Silly me.
How are you, Victor?
I am...
Victor, we don't have time.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I got my back patio set up so I can do my work outside now, but I have not done so. So it's a little disappointing in that sense. But otherwise, not much has changed since last time.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the reviews for Lion King?
No, I didn't.
Generally positive.
I'm not surprised.
It looks...
Wait, do you mean Lion King or Aladdin?
Shit. Aladdin.
Okay.
Sorry, I was watching something on Lion King this morning. Yeah, they're generally positive. People are saying that it's... Yeah, you know what? It's the same, but like there's some parts that kind of do their own beat. I'm excited. I might go watch that at some point. With or without you.
With or without you. With or without. Victor, did you see that Arnold got drop kicked this week?
Yeah, I did. It barely moved him.
It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. Some random dude off camera runs in and drop kicks him in the back.
Like flying like a drop kick, as in like
both feet are off the ground.
Jumps in through the air, kicks him in the back.
And it's funny because like from the second camera angle, it looks like he just got bumped. And that's what he said. He's like, I thought someone just bumped into me.
Who threw that piece of paper at me? It suddenly got very windy in here.
Did they ever question the guy? Get an answer why he did that, or?
The report I read is that he's kind of known for doing that, like not drop kicking celebrities, but like when celebrities are doing events like that, like coming in and disturbing the event in some way.
Wow,
so he was just kind of immediately pulled away and
I just beat the crap out of him in the back.
Yeah.
Save some for me. I need the workout. Actually, speaking of Arnold Schwarzenegger, new Terminator movie trailer dropped.
Yeah, what'd you think of it, Victor?
What's it called again? Terminator
Dark Fate.
It looks okay. It doesn't really sell me on the movie, but it does look cool. There's one point in the trailer that Sarah Connor, who's super old now, goes to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character's house. Apparently has a house now.
Didn't he jump in the lava at the end? Gave a thumbs up? He's like, I know now why you cry. It's something I could never do. You know?
Is that a line?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie. But no, they've done a lot of movies since then, and they've screwed up the timeline quite a bit.
Yeah, so I heard that this was one of those sequels where they're just like, we're just going to ignore everything after 2, and this is now number 3.
But he died in number 2.
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay.
And they stopped Judgment Day. That was the whole point, wasn't it?
I guess. Now there's 2 Terminators? 3 Terminators? Some girl that isn't human?
No, she is human. She said that in the trailer.
Oh, right. Yes.
That was a callback. I don't care that much about it.
Oh, what do you think?
I don't know, Victor. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure it might be good. James Cameron is attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been since, I don't think he's been attached since number 2. So that bodes well. Tim Miller, he's directing this. So it could be very good. The whole, hey, we got the original cast back gimmick, like that doesn't sell me on a movie anymore because everyone has done it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a rare thing.
Yeah. It's
anymore.
not enough to sell a ticket to you.
Yeah. It's not like we convinced Arnold Schwarzenegger to come back to the role. He's been in every single one. It's like we convinced Linda Hamilton to come back. It's like she hasn't worked since she was on Chuck.
What else was she doing?
Exactly. Right. So it's just, it doesn't thrill me. And they've done so much with the Terminator franchise as far as like dragging it through the mud that I'm like, I don't care anymore. The fact that the one Terminator is 2 Terminators.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
See that it doesn't do anything for me because I feel like they hit the peak with the T-1000 with the liquid metal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't think you can do any better than that.
But what if you put the liquid metal on the regular metal? Ooh.
And now you have 2 Terminators.
He's like one of those Russian dolls, right? They stack inside each other.
Yeah. But so I don't know. I need to see more. It doesn't sell me to be like, hey, Arnold's in this one and he has a beard. That being said, the action that they have shown in it looks very cool, very unique.
Yeah.
Stuff I probably haven't seen before. Like I've never seen
2 Terminators?
Well, I was going to say, I've never seen someone commandeer a 747 to crash into another 747 as part of
like a lot of work.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm not sold on it yet. Anyway, speaking of action, John Wick 4 has already been announced coming May 21st, 2021. How do you feel about that?
All right. That sounds cool. Also, I went back and watched John Wick 1.
Yeah.
He has not trimmed his hair
No.
since the start of this series of movies.
No.
I remember number 3, his hair is really long.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize how often they reference the pencil killing thing.
Yeah, they do it at the beginning of John Wick 2 as well. He's just like, did you hear the story? Where he's like, yeah, I heard where he killed 3 guys with a pencil. With the freaking pencil! Who does that? Good movies, but number 3, not so much. So, John Wick 4, you up for it? Down for it?
I mean, it's Keanu Reeves. I'm always down for Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
It's funny I say that, but I haven't seen his last movies.
Other than John Wick, what was the latest Keanu Reeves movie you've seen? Was it Matrix Revolutions? It was,
yep.
Wasn't it?
Yep. Oh, what is? I saw parts of the, what was that one? Is he Ronin?
Is that the one where he has like the time traveling mailbox that he keeps delivering letters to Sandra Bullock?
I don't think that's the same thing.
No? Okay.
He's a samurai in this one.
Oh. Anyway, let's move on because this is boring.
Yes, it is.
Victor, did you hear about the new Heinz flavor of ketchup they're releasing? It's called Mayo Chup. It's a mixture of mayonnaise and ketchup, but there's a twist. Apparently, in the Native American Cree, it means shit face.
I don't know. Is ketchup one of those things that people go to the store for and think like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna mix it up. Let's see what new shit that Heinz is coming out with.
I understand the mixture of mayonnaise and ketchup because there's a few things that people would put both of those on.
Like burgers.
That's actually, now that I think about, the only thing.
Hot.
No, you wouldn't put mayonnaise on a hot dog. You wouldn't put ketchup on a sandwich.
But I do.
What's wrong with you?
It's a normal thing. Okay, you know what's weird?
No.
I have a friend who does just ketchup and like cucumbers.
On 2 pieces of white bread.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
What?
Were you dropped on your head as a child?
No, I dropped myself. Thank you very much.
Ketchup on a sandwich.
Really? No?
No. I would.
Really? I'm thinking like, I don't know.
Ketchup on a sandwich.
A cold cut sandwich. You don't put a little bit of ketchup on there?
No, because it's cold.
Ketchup's cold.
Ketchup is a hot meat condiment.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
Think of anything that you would. No, I can't. You're a biased source. I can't ask you anything. Clearly, you have something very wrong with you that happened deep in your childhood.
Oh, it's not just childhood.
Whether I don't know if it was your mom didn't hug you or hugged you too much, but we have to address this ketchup issue. This is.
I think you're wrong.
This is.
I think you're wrong. I think ketchup on sandwiches is more common than you think, despite the amount of backlash I've received for putting ketchup on my sandwiches.
Okay, if you went to Subway and you asked for ketchup, do you think you get a strange look?
Yeah, because they don't have ketchup at Subway.
Because nobody puts ketchup on a sandwich.
All right, picture this: bread, salami, pepperoni, lettuce, tomato, cheese, ketchup, mayo.
Lost me. You lost me.
Really? That doesn't sound good to you.
You tried to sneak it in there. No. Ugh. No.
Eat dirt, Josh.
Tastes better than your sandwich, that's for sure.
Damn it.
Victor, do you care about Christopher Nolan?
I don't.
Okay, well, let's move on. His movie, his next one is coming out 2020. It is called Tenet. Tenet? It's like Tenet without the second N. Tenet.
Sounds pretentious.
It's what is it called? A palindrome.
That's not what it's called.
When you can spell the word frontwards and backwards?
I have no idea.
It's a palindrome, Victor.
Oh, it's TANAT.
No, it's TENET.
Oh.
I don't know what it means. Care to look it up?
Nope. Yeah, I don't know. Something about Christopher Nolan. I've gotten sick of his movies. They're long, drawn out. They're very pretty.
Yes.
But that's pretty much all there is.
Music is usually awesome.
That's true.
I haven't really been on board for a Nolan movie since Inception, I think.
Yeah. Even Inception is one of those movies I can't get through.
Really?
It's too long. Like, I enjoy it, but at the same time, it's same thing. I won't sit through Lord of the Rings, the extended edition.
Because you're dead inside and you like ketchup on sandwiches? Okay, I get that. It's too bad. You're missing out. Anyway, do you want to know who's in it?
Sure, why not?
Well, we've got John David Washington and Robert Pattinson and Elizabeth Debicki, which we talked about a few weeks back. We originally talked about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But they've announced a few other people. Dimple Kapadia, who is apparently a Bollywood star.
All right, I'm excited. I like when they bring like people who aren't mainstream on there.
Yeah.
Like Robert Pattinson, I'm down for, because like his name's not one that comes up when I think of movies.
Because he's done a lot of indie stuff since Twilight. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Okay.
Clemence Posey.
That's not a name.
I think I imagine it's a French actress. Michael Caine, of course, because you can't have a Nolan movie without Michael Caine.
True.
And Kenneth Branagh.
He's like an actor in the movie?
Yeah. He was in Dunkirk as well, I believe.
Oh, I didn't watch that movie.
So apparently it has elements of Inception and Interstellar in it as well. But who cares? Weird. I need to see a trailer for this.
Yeah, that's so.
And you know what? We'll see a trailer because it's Christopher Nolan. You will have no idea what's going to happen in the movie after the trailer.
Perfect.
He always has very vague trailers with a lot of bro. Victor, there's some news about the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
Oh, yeah?
It's going to start filming in October. It'll be released August 2020. It'll be 6 episodes long.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering, well, that was like the main complaint we've had for the Netflix Marvel shows, right? That they're just too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 episodes is good. I probably would have been fine with 8, but 6 isn't bad. Because we know these characters. Don't need that much. I'm really excited for the show. I wonder if Falcon's going to get all capped up.
That I've heard that is the case. It's going to take place after Endgame. So you would assume Daniel Bruhl and Emily Van Camp are going to return as Helmut Zemo and Sharon Carter, respectively.
I dig it.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of Sharon Carter. I wonder how she feels knowing that she made out with her uncle.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm actually more excited to see more of Zemo. He was a really interesting antagonist in Civil War.
You imagine their thought process was like, well, who haven't we killed yet? Baron Zemo. We can kill him. We'll kill him in the show.
Should we make a new villain up? No, let's kill one of the ones we've left behind.
I'm sad.
You know who's still alive? The Abomination. We should kill him.
There's just a scene of him in his cell and he just gets shot. Actually, I'm kind of sad we haven't seen Hammer again.
Me too. He was in the All Hail the King one shot. The just as a little post credits thing. I'd love to see more of him. Anyway, Victor, speaking of Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, there's a bit of news around him, eh?
He has been rumored to be the front runner for Batman, the new Batman, Matt Reeves Batman.
Has this been an update since the last time we talked about it?
Like there are some news sites that are, they say he has the job. And then there's others who are like, well, there's other people out for it. So Nicholas Hoult is one of the other names being thrown around, who plays Beast in the X-Men movies.
Ugh, no, please.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I'm a little biased because I hate those X-Men movies so much. I don't want to see anyone from those movies again.
Oh, okay.
For a while.
He's been in other movies. He was in Mad Max.
No, but he's in the X-Men movies.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Done with that universe.
Fair enough. It's a weird bias to have, but hey, you put ketchup on sandwiches.
Come on!
Nicholas Hoult is one of them. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I've heard.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Weird choice, but
he looks so young. I guess all of them look really young. He's supposed to be in his 20s in this one.
I'd be happy if they did a Batman movie where he's maybe a couple years in.
I think that's what this one is.
Perfect.
Robert Pattinson. Okay, let's say it went 1, 2, 3. Pattinson. He is the front runner. A lot of people are saying he has the job already. So, do you think he is being cast as a young Ben Affleck, or do you think this is an all new Batman?
There's no way Ben Affleck's coming back to that.
Well, I know, but I just mean because this.
Oh,
you think like this is a prequel to the Batman that we know in the DC universe, or do you think this is like the Joker movie where it's a different universe?
I'm hoping this is a soft reboot of the character, and that this is the Batman we'll see from now on, moving forward with like Justice League movies.
So do you think? Because it complicates things. Do you connect it to Shazam and Aquaman and Wonder Woman?
For sure.
And you just pretend it's not a different actor?
Soft reboot.
Okay. You just pretend that the other Batman wasn't supposedly like 30 years older or whatever?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, you just pretend Batman v Superman didn't happen, Justice League didn't happen, but it did, but it didn't.
Yeah, okay.
And then
they know each other, but we don't know how they know each other.
Yeah. You assume based off those previous events. You just never reference those movies ever again.
So there's never a moment where Cyborg and Flash are like, hey, remember when we dug up a dead body together?
Exactly. And you get a new Superman because I think Henry Cavill's done with Superman, right?
I don't know. Is he?
I don't know. His hairline is saying yes.
His face wasn't in Shazam.
Oh yeah. Even that was a scheduling thing, or you think that was a?
Yeah, it's a scheduling thing. We have not scheduled a new actor.
Yeah, just new Batman, new Superman suit. Because I hate that one.
You don't like the texture?
It's too dark.
Fair enough. Anyway, so there's some villains that they've said are going to be in the movie.
Oh, all right.
Penguin.
Okay, I dig it.
Catwoman.
Fair.
And a bunch of immature fanboys who can't let Twilight go.
You think he's gonna go around Gotham just beating the crap out of every one of these people? Because that would pay.
Well, we can talk about the villains in a second, but did you hear about all the backlash? He doesn't even have the role. There's already petitions on change.org to not give him the job.
There's a petition?
Of course there is, Victor.
I can't tell if you're making a joke or...
No. Of course there is. There is absolutely petitions. Probably more than one that say he can't do it because I haven't watched any movie since Twilight.
I haven't even watched Twilight.
Well, he's been in some good movies since then. I think he's proven himself that he could very well play Batman.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Out of the three of those guys that we've talked about,
100%, yeah.
He's my choice.
Mm-hmm. And also going back to the villain, like sounds like they're gonna have quite a few villains in this.
Yeah, I was reading that as it was a rumor on Reddit or something like that, but someone was saying that the whole film is like a whodunit. A high profile person in Gotham has been murdered, and a lot of Batman's villains are the suspects. So he's like going around and investigating.
That'd be cool. We actually get into the detective side of things.
Yeah.
For once.
So I don't know how true that is, but I would definitely be down for it. And the Penguin and Catwoman, I guess, are the main two.
Like, I don't mind. It doesn't feel like a Spider-Man 3 thing for me. where they just have a bunch of villains crammed in. Because my Penguin now in my head, he's more of a background villain where he's kind of just organizing stuff, planning things, not necessarily the guy that would take up a full movie.
Yeah.
And Catwoman's kind of like, eh.
Well, I think too, because the thought is that these movies are going to be serialized. Like you can kind of get away without doing an origin.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just be like, this guy's the Penguin and he's in the way. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So you could throw in like a Killer Croc or I don't know, Film Freak.
Wait, what?
Film Freak. That's a deep cut Batman villain.
Film Freak.
Yeah.
What does he do?
I think he's just
a guy who knows movies?
Yeah.
Wait, he just instead of batarangs, he's tossing out quips?
All I remember is he has earrings that are film reels. Little film reels. He doesn't have giant film reels hanging off his earlobes.
He's run out of spacers in terms of sizes, so he's moved to film reels.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. What's another Batman villain? Mad Hatter. There's one. That's one that you could easily throw in as like an opening act villain.
Like I don't want to see the main guys. I don't want to see Riddler. I don't want to see Mr. Freeze. I don't want to see Joker. I'd rather see these smaller guys.
Yeah.
Or who's the ventriloquist with the puppet? What's his name?
I believe it's the ventriloquist.
Son of a bitch.
But the dummy's name is Scarface.
Gotcha. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Well, Victor.
Speaking of Batman.
That's my line. But go ahead.
Oh, shit. We watched Batman and Robin this week.
1997's Batman and Robin.
All because we saw that it was playing next to John Wick in the theater we were at.
Yeah, both of us, we came to John Wick 3 separately. And as we walked in, you see the marquee for the auditorium next door as a poster for Batman and Robin. And it's playing same time. I think both of us independently thought, maybe I should go watch that instead.
Yeah.
But alas, we went and saw John Wick 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
We're actually going to do one of our age-old games with this one. Love it or hate it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're just joining us, you haven't listened to old episodes, love it or hate it is we're going to flip a coin and one of us has to love the movie and the other one has to hate it. So Victor, heads or tails? Heads, you love it. Tails, you hate it.
Okay. Heads, I love it. Tails, I hate it.
Yeah. Well, it's tails. So you hate it?
All right. Fairly easy to do.
Well, Victor, I love this movie. The first and foremost, I love this movie for the cast.
Really?
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze. You have to understand, when this movie came out, this was at a time in Hollywood where they would not cast the best actor for the role. They would cast the person who would put the most butts in seats.
So the best seller for the movie.
Yes. And so Arnold Schwarzenegger was one of the biggest movie stars in the world at that time. So naturally, they cast him as Mr. Freeze.
Can you imagine if they did a Joker with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Well, that's the thing, too. They had Jack Nicholson play the Joker. Granted, he knocked it out of the park, but that was just because Jack Nicholson was like a well-known actor.
So this series of Batman movies, if you're unfamiliar, they've had quite a few different actors play Batman.
This is the third Batman in this series, fourth movie. So it started with Michael Keaton in 89.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer took over for Batman Forever in, I want to say 95.
I didn't look at many days for this. And then this one is George Clooney.
Yeah. You know how he got the role?
How?
Well, Val Kilmer and Joel Schumacher, the director of this movie and Batman Forever, did not get along well. They're like, yeah, we'll just recast him.
Mm-hmm.
And so Joel Schumacher saw an advertisement for From Dusk Till Dawn. He drew a bat cowl over George Clooney's face. And that's why he hired him.
Oh, he does look good in the back.
He does have a nice chin.
Yeah, he does.
Yes. Uma Thurman plays Poison Ivy. As a kid, this was my first introduction to Poison Ivy. Mm-hmm. I had no idea who she was.
Wait, you didn't see the animated series before this?
I saw bits and pieces of the animated series. I managed to miss episodes with Poison Ivy.
Whoa. Weird.
I was the youngest of 4 kids, okay? You have no idea the battles over the remote control that happened.
I was an only child. I crushed that remote. It was mine.
You're like, I don't even need this. I'll just keep it on the same channel all the time because who's going to change it?
That's
Why bother?
100% right. Well, actually, I have my own TV.
Yeah. Because you're an only child.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you like ketchup on sandwiches.
Damn it. Come on.
You had no sibling to be like, seriously? You need to grow up. In your defense, Victor, as a kid, I used to put ketchup on spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I grew out of it though. I put marinara on it now.
It's fine.
Oh, okay. We need to get into this movie.
You want to go through the plot real quick?
Sure.
Because
I love this movie, Victor. I love it so much. So Mr. Freeze, he's stealing diamonds.
Yeah.
Because that's going to power his doomsday weapon that he's going to use to hold Gotham ransom so that they'll give him billions to research the cure to McGregor syndrome, which is the ailment his comatose wife is suffering from. So Batman's going to try to stop him. Meanwhile, the villain Poison Ivy wants to recreate the world with her plants.
Yes.
So they team up. And then Batman and Robin are fighting over her because she has this pheromone dust. She's making them think she's all into him, but really she's not into them.
She's into killing them.
She's the world's first tease.
Nice.
So they're fighting over her, and so Batman and Robin have to come together and remember to trust each other and defeat them both before it's too late.
Yeah, that's pretty much it to the plot. It's set up pretty quick. And there's just not really any twists in there.
There's a whole Batgirl subplot.
Alfred's niece.
Absolutely needs to be there, and I don't think it shouldn't be there at all. Because who doesn't love Batgirl?
From the, you know what? Yeah, I can say that. Fuck that subplot. It deviates from the source material. Why would they even bother?
Well, I don't care that she's not Gordon's niece or daughter. I just think it's a little weird that she has no skill set whatsoever. She just shows up and they're like, yeah, let's fight crime together.
She knows jujitsu.
Does she?
She said it in the movie.
Oh, does she? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I missed that part.
Yeah, so it's when she flips Dick over.
Anyway, what I loved about the Batgirl thing, her whole subplot with like her Fast and Furious motorcycle racing. I love that she steals a motorcycle and then a half an hour later, we find out why. And then she goes on this motorcycle chase. And I just love that they drop it and they don't address it at all anymore after that.
She's just a rebel, from school. It's great.
I was thinking, because the first time she does it, she sneaks out of her room. She does the old tie the bed sheets together into a rope and crawls out the window.
Yeah, that's how you can tell it's the 90s.
Yeah.
Or the early 2000s.
But it was just like, why does she feel the need to sneak out? She's her own woman. Just leave. Just say, I'm going to go out for a few hours.
No, it's not because she's leaving. It's because she's going to steal a bike.
Again, maybe there should be a scene where she says, hey, can I borrow the bike? And Dick's like, no one drives this bike but me. And then she's like, okay.
But I'm going to.
Okay. And then she steals it. But otherwise, it's like, why are you bothering? Why are you bothering?
This sets up the character as that she's a rebel.
She's a rebel, and so that's why she should fight crime.
Because she knows jujitsu.
And can ride a motorcycle. And she went to Oxbridge.
Really?
For computer science.
What is Dick's qualifications?
He's a circus performer.
Oh, wow. He can do aerobatics?
He's a trapeze artist. And he sought revenge on Two-Face. Anyway, there's a moment in this movie, because George Clooney is terrible in this movie. It's honestly, it's like his worst performance I've ever seen.
Are you hating on this movie or I'm hating on the movie?
I'm sorry. I love how bad it is, Victor. But there's this point in the movie where Barbara is just being introduced and they're walking around the courtyard of Wayne Manor.
By the way, this movie really shows its age. Everyone is dressed like late 90s.
I love it.
Sure.
I kind of was looking at some of the outfits and I was like, wish that would come back.
What?
I kind of
part of it?
I liked her sweater with the orange stripe on it. I liked his. I couldn't wear it, but I liked his black vest. Robin's black vest and white tee.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that actually would look kind of nice.
I think bikers still do that.
Yeah,
I think that's a thing.
Well, it wasn't a leather vest. It was like a suit vest. Anyway,
you can tell I wasn't paying attention to what
let me tell you one of my favorite moments in this movie. Okay. Barbara has just been introduced. She's walking in the courtyard with Alfred and Batman, or sorry, not Batman, Bruce and Dick are following behind. And so she's explaining that she went to Oxbridge Academy. And then Bruce says, for computer science. And she goes, yeah, how did you know that? He says so on the lapel on your sweater. And then he gives kind of like a look to Dick, like world's greatest detective.
You want something that I noticed that was really stupid?
Tell me.
I've never noticed. I've seen this movie probably over a dozen times.
I've seen this movie so many times. It's ridiculous.
So the opening scene to this movie, Freeze is robbing a museum
Yep.
for the diamonds, and Batman busts through the skylight.
Yep.
And then Robin quickly follows after. He busts through a wall on his motorcycle. I think it's a door, maybe. But the hole that it leaves is the Robin symbol. They're so stupid. I love it.
So awesome. That's the thing with this movie. The thing I love about this movie so much, Victor, is it has two very different tones. All of the Batman stuff is very cartoony.
Yeah, they really referenced the more of the Adam West stuff.
Yeah.
Than they did the actual comics.
And then the Bruce
mix.
Wayne stuff, they want you to take super serious.
It's funny, eh?
Alfred is dying. We're not a real team. I'm so mad.
It's funny. That's like that's a theme that they should go for, like in terms of balance, that they normally would go for in a Spider-Man movie.
Well, no, because it's like there's a difference between cartoony and comical.
That's fair.
Because there's a moment in this where Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane, who we will talk about, because I love this interpretation of him, jump off of Arkham Asylum hundreds of feet into the water.
No doubt.
That's cartoony. Actually, no sarcasm. I love the designs of the villains. I love Mr. Freeze's outfit. I love Poison Ivy's most of her outfits. Bane looks Bane-ish.
Bomb.
Yeah, by the way, Bane is
a complete dumbass.
It's not even that he's dumb. He's just like he has no brain. Yeah. Like he's just there to be told what to do.
He's literally a tool for Poison Ivy.
He's dumber than Butterfinger from Let's Knock. In the comics, Bane is like probably one of Batman's most intelligent villains.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a match for Batman in terms of physical prowess and intelligence.
He was the only one to break the bat.
Yeah. Bomb.
Yeah. I'm glad I wasn't a huge comic book fan when this movie came out. I would be ticked. Can you imagine like the letter writing campaign? Yeah, like that would happen. Like he's monosyllabic and just an idiot.
Curious.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the movie, when they first do Bane's and Poison Ivy's introduction into their characters, the doctor that gives Bane his venom, is that Lex's dad from Superman?
Yeah, that's John Glover, the actor. Yeah.
I knew it.
And he's playing Dr. Woodrow, who is the Floronic Man in the comics. He's a Swamp Thing villain.
Oh.
Or I think he's just a villain. But where I've read him is Swamp Thing. Anyway, the other thing I love is the whole thing with Mr. Freeze. His whole thing is he wants to ransom the city to get billions of dollars to research for a cure to a disease that has no cure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's totally acceptable.
He has this real expensive suit. He's got tons of henchmen. He's got his own headquarters. He's got his own prototype car. He's got a rocket ship that he just fires off and then jumps out of for no reason.
Those things come cheap.
Not for nothing. I'm just saying. Maybe you have a budget problem.
Also, you know what's terrible with this movie, especially for Mr. Freeze? I swear, like majority of the lines in this movie are pun related,
and not just him.
No,
Ivy too.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down some. Who needs a frigid wife? Talking about the frozen wife. Batman and Robin are talking about Poison Ivy, how hot she is. They're like nice stems, buds too.
Yep, I wrote that down. I was like, that's a very adult joke for this kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this kid isn't aimed at adults.
No, definitely. Well, the action definitely isn't.
No.
This whole movie, and this is what I love about it, Victor. It's a giant toy commercial.
Oh, for sure. Every time they pull out a gadget, there's like the camera focuses on it for like a good 2 seconds before they use it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why everyone has their own car.
I hate the vehicle designs in this. Like, I legit hate them. They're so terrible. Why is Batman's 2-lane vehicle only a 1-seater? It's like 30 feet long. It's a 1-seater. It doesn't even have a top cover. It's so unrealistic for Batman.
I love it.
Yeah. Did you like Mr. Freeze's vehicle design? How it has a rocket built into the back of it?
Sure.
With the spikes on the front?
Sure. I love that he can put his freeze gun in the front of it. I love it. I love it.
Did you love the fact that Batman and Robin had skates embedded into their shoes that they could just kick out.
You know what I love more about it?
Mhm.
More than that, I love that they just have that in their suits, because the bat signal is put up on the beginning of the movie.
Uh-huh.
And Batman and Robin, they get into their respective cars. Batman's taking off, and then Commissioner Gordon gives him the briefing. He says, "Mr. Freeze is a new villain in town, and he's at the museum. You got to go stop him, Batman." They've already suited up.
Oh, yeah.
So they know. He's just that great of a detective that he already had skates in his boots and heaters on his utility belt.
That's the heater? I thought it was like a laser cutter thing.
Well,
because they have heaters later, don't they?
I guess.
Yeah. Either way, stupid. Because Batman clearly has a weapon that can kill people. He should be using that instead.
I just love that he knew. He knew beforehand that he would need ice skates.
Maybe he's like Iron Man. He's like, yeah, you know what? Middle of summer, I might need skates. Gonna put them in for sure.
Alfred's like, "Are you sure, sir? I mean, when would you ever need ice skates?" "You don't know that, Alfred. You don't know that I'll never need ice skates."
And don't question me, Alfred. Do you know who I am?
I'm the world's greatest detective. Did you catch that earlier when I read what major Barbara was in off of her sweater? You know who I legitimately love in this movie? Robin.
I was trying to think, have I seen him in anything else?
Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah.
He's been in stuff. He was in Three Musketeers. He was in one of my favorite movies, Scent of a Woman. He's been in stuff. You've probably seen him in other stuff.
Was he the same Robin?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's one of the only characters who came back.
Because Alfred's different too, right?
No, Alfred and Commissioner Gordon are the same all the way through from the Keaton movies, and then this is everybody's last movie.
Oh, okay.
Because this movie killed the franchise.
Oh, it was this one?
Yeah. Because then I think it was like 8 years, and then Batman Begins came out.
Oh, yeah, that killed it. The bidding war between Batman and Robin, and then Batman pulls out a stupid credit card.
All right, explain the situation for those who haven't seen it.
So Poison Ivy shows up at an auction.
Yeah.
Is it an auction? Yeah.
Batman and Robin set up an auction to catch Freeze. And so they have the Wayne diamonds there, and they're auctioning off women.
Yep, pretty much. I don't know if they explained.
Basically, you're paying for the diamonds, and then you get the companionship of one of the women.
Them.
You would say, like, I bid $20,000 on the redhead, and then
on the tuliper.
Yeah, they're all dressed as flowers. And if you won, they went out to dinner with you and wore the necklace, and you got to keep the necklace at the end of it.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but Poison Ivy shows up, and she uses her pheromones to kind of win the crowd over. This is just after they started bidding, and then she puts on the big diamond necklace, and then Batman and Robin start bidding. This ridiculous back and forth. Because the first bids from the crowd was like 20,000, 30,000, and then Robin was like, what, 500,000?
He says 1 million.
1 million. And Batman's like 2 million, 3 million. You don't have 3 million. I'll borrow it from you. It's a funny exchange. Batman's like, I think he's like, what, 7 million? And he pulls out a credit card with the bat symbol on it, and it says Batman. And then on the expiry date, it says forever.
He says, never leave the cave without it. Remember that old MasterCard slogan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that, Victor.
Oh, I bet you did.
I'm not the first one to say this. I think it was Kevin Smith who said it, but I don't understand why Batman and Robin would be at a function like that. It is very Adam Westy. Just to have them standing on stage, like Kevin Smith said when he talked about this, I would just be there being like, I wonder who Batman is. Like he's just standing still. Like you could figure out Robin right away. Like all he's wearing is a domino mask. If you've seen Dick Grayson anywhere, you'd be like, I'm pretty sure that's the same guy. And if he's that, when he got to town, Robin showed up and Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Bruce Wayne works for Batman.
I'm the world's greatest detective.
I love that they just hung around. To go back to my point, I actually do love Chris O'Donnell in this as Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's the only one taking this seriously. And he's the only one who's actually committing to the role. I really liked his arc. It made sense.
Yeah, this movie has a surprising amount of like character development in it.
Yeah, I kind of talked about it briefly before, but his whole thing is he feels that he's living in Batman's shadow, and he wants to feel more like a partner, not a sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Poison Ivy kind of sticks a wedge between the two of them, and then forces them apart, and then they come back together at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how up to date you are with like the Batman comics, but like, have you noticed this is a really similar relationship that Damian and Bruce has right now? Or
Sure.
they did in the comics? Because for a while, like Damien was always like, I want to do my thing. I don't need you to supervise me. Why don't you trust me to do my own thing? And that's basically how they start off this movie.
Yeah.
I
I really actually enjoyed that without sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did love though, Victor, with sarcasm is Poison Ivy does this a lot. Freeze, I think, does it once, but both villains, they monologue to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
They just explain their plan, not even to a henchman. There's just no one there.
Yeah, that's weird. Didn't really enjoy the overacting on everyone's part, especially mostly the villains.
Well, the villains are hamming it up. George Clooney's not doing any acting.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Clooney, like visually as the Batman
Mhm.
in the cowl. I liked him as Bruce Wayne,
I didn't. I mean,
No?
I did. I loved it.
but I didn't really like it overall. I didn't like, if you piece the whole thing together, there's a lot of, he's not really Bruce Wayne. He's not really Batman.
No, he's not. He's not either.
It's a very like Adam Westy movie.
He doesn't have the darkness of Batman
Mhm.
with him.
He's just the Knight. It's no longer the Dark Knight. Also, I really hated the lighting cues between the villains.
The blue and the green.
The blue and the pink, the magentas.
You didn't love that moment in the museum where Schwarzenegger's like, kill the heroes, do it. And then he walks off and a spotlight follows him across the floor.
Or like at the auction, it's all like when Ivy shows up, it's all pink, magentas, and like yellows.
Yeah.
But then as soon as Freeze shows up, everything's like blues. Yep, just blues, actually. I enjoy a little campiness, but I feel like this movie kind of leaned into it a bit too much. Also, there's another subplot where Alfred is dying from the same disease that Nora Freeze is dying from.
Yeah. It's like it's all a big spider's web that all connects. You know, it comes together. I
Yeah,
love
that's a terrible coincidence.
Terrible or
It's
really,
like-
really good writing.
It's like, how could we pull these threads together?
You know what would make me love this movie even more? If that was Batman's drive in this movie. You know what I mean? Like if he found out early on, which he does, that
Mhm.
Mr. Freeze has the cure for the very disease that Alfred is dying from, and he's the only one with the cure, if that kind of put him in a rage, or like if he got really reckless and he just kept going after Freeze because he knew that was the only way he could save Alfred's life, and he kept pushing Robin away because he knew he has to solve this, and screw
I'm the
you,
world's greatest
Robin.
detective. I'm going to do it. I want to get the credit.
That would make me love this movie even more if maybe that was like a central point in it instead of just, oh, also Alfred is dying.
I feel like you're introducing another emotion into this movie that it doesn't need.
No,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
no, I think
got-
that's what
it's-
it needed.
It's got enough crap
It
going
would
on.
give George Clooney something to chew on. That's for sure. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Also, there's a lot of things in terms of like props and environment design that is like kind of a strange decision. Like the city is made of a bunch of statues.
Oh my goodness, I love that, Victor. And I'm not being sarcastic. I love that so much.
I know, it's pretty cool. Does it give you like a Batman Beyond vibe?
Yeah, I
Like the-
I have always loved that design. Like whenever I plan stories in my head or something
Mhm.
like that, the city looks like that, where there's just giant statues and giant ridiculous buildings and stuff like that. I love that the observatory is this giant Atlas-esque statue of just this guy holding up the observatory. I love that. I love that when they're in the car chase, they drive down a giant statue's arm and then do a jump off his fingertips. It's so cool.
Yeah, but like in Freeze's vehicle, I don't think that's a doable jump.
No.
Yeah, it's a terrible design.
So this is one of those moments where Batman's like, no, I know what's best for you, Robin. And so they're chasing Freeze and he's like, you're not going to make this jump. And Robin's like, I can make it. And he's like, no, you can't make it. And so he turns off his motorcycle remotely. And Robin gets so close to the edge with his motorcycle. It's like, it's arguably, he could have
He could have been the one to kill him.
yeah, he could have killed him.
There's a few, like the freezing effect they have on people from Freeze's gun is pretty good. But there's a lot of places where that you can tell that it's just plastic.
Like
It's
plastic tarp. Like, yeah.
It's like saran wrap.
Yeah. It's okay.
I don't know. It's questionable. And the thing they transport after the first time they catch Freeze,
Mhm.
they transport him into his prison. Did you notice his container? Because they have him in a container because he can't.
Well, it's a fridge.
It's a fridge. What the hell?
Well, they have to keep him cold while they're transferring him.
Yeah, but like, did they have to use a real fridge?
Also, there's no battery pack on that, so how is he staying cold?
Also, we're jumping back and forth here quite a bit, but the the opening scene where they're in that museum.
Yeah.
They're playing not hot potato. Keep away. Everybody wants this giant diamond.
Yeah.
And they're kicking it around, and his henchmen start.
Who are dressed like hockey players, by the way.
And he has a bunch of these guys.
Yeah.
He has a bunch. They start like kicking around like a puck.
Mm-hmm.
Diamonds, although the hardest substance, are very brittle.
They would shatter? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%. Love that detail.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I hate that detail. I legit hate that detail. That pulled me out of the movie. The entire time I was like,
so you were pulled out of the movie 5 minutes in?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, no, 2 minutes in, because that's when Robin busted through the door and left his Robin-shaped hole.
Why is she Batgirl?
Because of Alfred's terrible parenting. She finds a Batcave in the last act of the movie, and she goes in.
Wait, she figures it out, though. She's supposed to deliver a CD to Alfred's brother.
Yeah.
And she opens it up, and there's this whole, like, her guessing password sequence.
Yeah.
Can I just say, the access denied voice, kind of sexy.
Really, the
Access denied. But the allowed?
The allowed is the sexy one right there.
Where she's like, access allow.
What the fuck? And like they're terrible pass. Like Alfred's password is 3 letters. It's Peg. Because his
sister's name is Margaret.
Margaret,
but the name is yeah.
But her nickname is Peg.
Yeah, that's Margaret's. Peggy is the.
Oh, is it?
Is the nickname for Margaret? Yeah, it's like Jim and James.
Son of a bitch! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but that is a terrible password.
Yes, it is. And to be fair, it's 1997.
And so on the CD is all the blueprints, all the designs, and all the work that Batman and Robin have. So for all their gadgets, all their vehicles, probably all their secrets.
Yeah.
Just has in the CGI. He's going to send away to someone that might not exist anymore.
Yeah, he said he was having a hard time contacting him.
Mm-hmm.
He could be dead.
100%. Yeah, so she finds out Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson are Batman and Robin. So she makes her way down into the Batcave. And she's confronted by
a Max Headroom, like AI of Alfred.
And he, I guess, is interactive enough. It's like, oh, Barbara, I knew you'd make it down here one day. And she's like, I want to help Batman. I want to help Robin. I want to be part of the team. And he's like, oh, I know. I made a suit for you. I got all your measurements right. Nailed it.
And it's a sexy costume.
And go fight crime. Totally safe. I'm a great uncle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that outfit's... actually, this movie is pretty balanced in terms of like sex appeal for both male and females.
Yeah.
Because there's been quite a few shots where they show off Robin's ass.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, with the suit up scenes, they show butts, they show crotches, they show bat nipples.
Yeah, that's a terrible design.
It's just too sexy, I think. It's distracting.
I really didn't like the costumes for this movie, but I
liked their Sub-Zero suits, the ones at the end.
Oh, I didn't like those at all.
No?
But I liked Batman's suit minus the nipples.
I didn't like that it was like one color. The emblem needs to be a different color. It needs to stand out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. You know what would make me love this movie more, Victor? For Batgirl, if she was Batgirl before she even met Bruce Wayne, like if she was just like, I want to be like Batman, and she's dressing up as Batman and fighting crime, and she's just going around fighting crime, and then Batman finds her, and he's like, what are you doing? You can't be this.
You're wearing hockey pads.
And then she shows up at the mansion and she's like, I'm Alfred's niece. And then that's her sneaking out instead of going to Fast and Furious races. She's going out fighting crime.
It's not Fast and Furious races, Josh. They're on motorcycles.
Coolio was there.
What the hell's a Coolio?
You don't remember Coolio?
Nope.
He wrote Gangster's Paradise.
I know the song.
Yeah.
Can't picture what he looks like.
He was the banker. You go up to the banker and you go, how much to play?
Oh, I recognize him.
Yeah.
I remember him now.
Yeah, Coolio.
The first time Batgirl's introduced to Batman Robin, Bruce is like, who are you? Where'd you get that suit? Why are you dressed like me? And she says, oh, I'm Batgirl. And he says, that's not very PC. Why not Bat Person or Batwoman?
Bathuman.
What the fuck?
I love that scene because there's some playful banter there.
I was more...
they clearly know it's Barbara, and that she even has to, but she doesn't get it. And she's like, it's me, Barbara. They're like, yeah, we know. Thank you.
I'm the world's greatest detective here.
I read it on your lapel.
It just says she has her name tag.
Barbara on it. Yeah. So you didn't like that? You didn't like the whole PC?
I was more confused than anything on that. I didn't get it.
You didn't get that joke?
No.
I mean, PC's still a thing, but I remember back then it was like you weren't supposed to label things male or female.
That was a thing back then?
Well, it was a thing that people wanted to happen. So like instead of saying mankind, you'd say humankind.
That one
instead
doesn't.
of manscaping, it's humanscaping.
Gross.
Instead of mansplaining, it's humansplaining.
Human. Yeah, no.
You don't remember that?
No.
I mean, it's always been around in some form. The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's a scientific. No, I read it off your lapel.
I feel like they did shots just for the sake of shots. So Batman flies through Freeze's windshield of his vehicle and takes him down.
I loved it. I love not seeing that fight.
And so after he blows through the windshield, the next shot you see is Batman looking up to the camera, and they're outside the vehicle, and Bruce is stepping on his body.
And he does the Batman
reveal.
pirouette thing.
It's like, wait, did you beat the crap out of him, dragged him out of his vehicle, hung over him for a bit, and then did the reveal?
By the way, I loved missing that fight.
That was so stupid.
Wasn't like I was looking forward to it the entire time. Like, I can't wait till these guys clash. This is going to be so awesome.
I mean, it's not really a fair fight. Look at him. It's Arnold Schwarzengger.
In a super suit.
Yeah.
Versus Batman in an 80-pound rubber suit.
With nipples.
With nipples.
You know what? I bet those nipples weren't originally there until they fought Freeze. It was so cold.
Why is Elle McPherson in this?
Who the hell is Elle McPherson?
Exactly. She's Bruce Wayne's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I love that they just had her as a character. I love that they introduced her for tension.
She was in 2 scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So a total of maybe 5 minutes. No, not even.
Yeah, she's terrible too. I mean, she makes George Clooney look good, which I love. Because she's somehow a worse actor than he is in this movie.
I probably wouldn't have seen her in anything else.
I think she was a supermodel. I think that's the point. It's that, again, they, at that time, they're just like, she's famous, put her in the movie. That's why Coolio's in it. It's like, we need a rapper in this. That'll bring the urban kids to the Batman movie. That's how producers talk, right?
100%.
Also, why is Robin called Robin? That's a silly name. It's a silly name for a character.
We'll name him Robin, the least aggressive bird you can think of.
I think it's because, Batman shows up and the bad guys are like, oh no, Batman is here. And then Robin shows up and they're like, oh, spring is here.
That's a terrible joke. Oh, Batman's here. Robin shows up. Oh, that kind of balances out. I'm not nearly as scared now. Dibs on Robin.
Yeah, you fight Batman. I'm going to fight the teenager in the Speedo.
Oh, yeah. Who designed that costume?
Why?
Oh, right. It was the Flying Graysons. That would have been where he got it from. So wait, he basically just put a cape on his old costume? Who wouldn't have recognized him?
Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure he even had the domino mask as one of the Flying Graysons.
Gotham's full of idiots.
How
do you spell Freeze? His last name, I mean?
His last name is spelled Fries.
Okay. I was right then. Yeah.
Probably has to deal with that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Fries, it's Freeze.
Sorry, it's really hard to understand you with that accent. Fries?
It's Freeze. And that's why he does all the puns. So people are like, oh yeah, the ice guy. Right.
Yep. Totally not tired of that after 4 years of working with a douche.
I love Mr. Freeze in this, actually. You and I, anyone who knows us, we quote this movie all the time.
A little bit too much.
Yeah.
Mainly during the cold.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of his puns are very quotable because they're so terrible. Well, anyway, should we, do you have anything else you want to say?
You know what? Having not seen this movie in probably a decade, I thought I was going to hate it, but it's still pretty entertaining. Like, I definitely wouldn't watch it again in the near future, but like, I wouldn't, like, 2 years down the line, if you ask me, would you want to watch it? I probably wouldn't mind watching it. Wouldn't mind sitting through an hour and a half of George Clooney not caring and Arnold Schwarzenegger enjoying himself.
Yeah, I would agree. I was surprised at how much I didn't hate it while I was watching this. If you go into it knowing how cartoony it is and knowing that there's other Batman movies that you can go and watch if you have different desires for different tones and stuff like that, I can imagine being very ticked, like this one being your only Batman movie. After, seeing how dark the Keaton ones were, dark for their time. The Keaton ones were, and then how they just slowly evolved into this camp fest and went back to the Adam West. I can see why people would be ticked about this movie. That being said, I would like to see them redo these characters. Like Mr. Freeze has an extremely rich character, a lot of depth that someone could do very well. And Poison Ivy is just interesting as a character as well.
I like her.
Be interested to see them taken seriously in a future movie.
Yeah, because I feel like Ivy's, like, I don't know a lot about her, but like every time I've seen her recently, either in comics or in the video game, like her backstories imply that there's a lot more depth to her now than there was, say, like in this movie or in like the animated series prior to this.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Poison Ivy, so I don't know when she was introduced, whether it was shortly before the animated series or if she's been there for decades and what have you. But she has the potential to be very interesting. So I definitely like to see them remake this movie. I would be okay if they even just remade it. Like there's, as we talked about, like the arc, like the character development in this is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah,
you could just remake this. You have the same villains. I mean, no one would want to see it. Like it would be like, I saw that movie,
and we're bringing Arnold Schwarzenegger back with George Clooney. But this time it's a twist. George Clooney is playing Bane. Skinny Bane.
I forgot Bane. So dumb. At least they redid Bane, and he was mostly interesting.
Can you imagine they put that Bane in this movie? The same role.
It's just like,
I
didn't hate this movie. Now that we've dropped our premise, it's not one I would probably go back to a lot
in the near future. Yeah,
no, I think it's more of a communal movie. It's not one that I would just sit down and watch.
And it'd be one of those communal movies where like nobody's paying attention, and then like they'll all pay attention at once. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I hate those.
As far as toy commercials go,
fantastic.
This was a great toy commercial. Made me want to buy the toys. Did you have any of the toys?
I had Batman and Robin, which were, their suits were also done that same metallic, kind of like
the Sub-Zero suits.
No, the first suits they wore in them. They were like a metallic color. It was really weird. I remember because they stuck out from the rest of the toys.
Okay.
Did you?
I had a Robin, but he might have been from Batman Forever. I don't know if we actually got any of these ones. No, I remember seeing them. I remember like the pictures everywhere. I had kept cereal boxes because they had those cool those images that were kind of popular when we were kids, where it would from one angle it's this, and from another angle it's another picture. I don't know what those are called. Yeah, but I had one of those. I had a Raisin Bran box that had Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and Bane, and then when you flipped it, it was Batman, Batgirl, and Robin. But they were everywhere. I remember the marketing for this movie. He was huge.
They probably pulled those like gadget shots for the commercials right from the movie.
Yeah.
I hated the Batmobile, even as a kid. Terrible design.
Did you like the Batman Forever one?
No, I didn't.
With
I hate the fins.
Oh, okay. I liked it. I liked the blue engine thing.
It's all right. Didn't like it. Want to wrap it up there?
Yeah, we're kind of just.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Another episode of The Average Uninformed. Let us know if you've seen Batman and Robin recently and what you thought of it, because that's one of those movies.
You're nailing this, by the way.
No, I'm trying to think. Like that's one of those movies that I'm pretty sure everyone has seen at least once.
If you're a certain age, I think so.
Yeah. But anyways, if you want to get in touch with us, you can email us directly at averageuninformed@gmail.com. And if you like this podcast, please share it with your friends and subscribe. Anything else to that?
Nope.
All right. Well, talk to you next week.
Wait. I got something. Do you put ketchup on sandwiches? Comment in the comments, please. I need to know if Victor is just by himself in this universe, or
I'm not.
Or if there's other weird people that he could.
There's at least one other person. For sure, there's one person.
It's a weird thing, for sure. But yeah, please let me know. I want to know. Is it a thing?
Anyways, bye.
Bye-bye.